What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the simulator. It is 4 June 2025. I need to knock out a quick round here and get my butt to bed. And it looks like DLUD Golf's Best Courses League has reset. We're week 8, Royal Isabela at the same course. Royal Isabela, let's check out the vitals here. Give me auto putts set to a very generous 8 feet, 6,000 yard tees, Friday pins. We got hard greens with an 11 stimp, so those are going to be pretty tough greens. We're going to have to really plan our shots out to avoid too much rollout and hitting the backs of hills and stuff like that, or else we're going to find ourselves off the side of all of these greens. Maybe not all of them. And fairway firmness is hard and the wind is breezy. Elevation is 1,000 feet above sea level. Those are your vital statistics. Let's load this up and play some golf here. Alrighty, we're all loaded up here. So Royal Isabela is a golf course in Puerto Rico. I believe I had to download this course, so I don't think I've played it, but it's getting to the point where I've played so many courses on GS Pro over the last year so that it's hard to know. That's about all I know about it, and there you have it. We are in Puerto Rico. With all of that being said, I know my drives are probably going to go about 225 at this elevation. We can expect them to maybe go, I don't know, not far enough. But this is a 460 yard par 5. Pretty short par 5 by, par 5 standards, but I believe we're only playing 6,000 yard tees. And also, I have not warmed up a bit. And the AC in my house is cranked up to Arctic conditions for the misses. So let's see what's going to happen here. We might be all right if we don't bounce into that water. I'd say that's more than adequate for a opening tee shot with no practice. It doesn't look good on the replay, but they don't usually look very good on the replay anyway. Let's see if we can get up this hill with the 3-wood. We might get somewhere. Bounce. Okay, good bounce. That shot was a little thick. All right, let's go ahead and go in that club caddy there and stop being difficult. 64 yards to the pin. Plenty of room to play with. We know the ball's going to want to go perhaps a little right because of the wind and the lie. Roll back. Okay. Too much there. Way too much there. Let's try to do better. You can see these greens are uber fast here. And this is not going to be a great score. Let's go ahead and putt. Put an end to the misery here. Okay, hate to take a bogey on a 460-yard par 5, but if you need a lesson on how to do it, you just got one. I advise purging that from your brain ASAP. Get right, bounce right. All right, other than a funny lie for the next shot, that wasn't that bad. Not bad at all. We've got to be careful to not hit too far past the pin, or we're just going to be angry with ourselves all day for not being able to stick onto a green. Get left. Oh boy, that's really going toward the gimme circle there. This is about a 9-foot putt for birdie. Oh! This is a 261-yard par 4. Jeez, this is crazy. Probably try to slice this one around a little bit, slash fade. That was a no read by the launch monitor. I cannot tell you why it's been doing that. That's not quite what I intended to do, and we will be taking a couple of penalty strokes here, unfortunately. Yes, I am aware I hit OB. Thank you for making that painfully obvious to everybody. That's more what I was trying to do the first time, but 2 penalty strokes will kill a shot and a hole real quick. All right, go ahead and stop. 18 yards here. And that thing came out super hot. "14 feet or so here, I'd say. Not quite. Ooh, a double bogey. Let's try not to do that too much more. 122 yards with some wind. Let's aim over to the right. I'm gonna hit a gap wedge here, a little crisp. Might get up there with the hard grain. Nice. 293, 12 yards down. Let's just hit this ball the best we know how. Temperatures all over the place here in Utah. We might be all right. We might be all right. Not a super long drive, but we are in the fairway. Okay, we got 86 yards to go here into a wind, slightly uphill. And you can see that this pin is cut sort of on a hill from what it looks like, but I'm gonna hit the sand wedge here. And we should have used the lob wedge. Uphill into the wind, should have used the lob wedge. Now we are in the rough and we got to be real gentle here. Real gentle. Getting that hole. Oh. Saved par. Number 6 is a 375 yarder uphill. And it is a par 4. We got some water, we got some OB, we've got all kinds of danger. Let's see what we can do here. We got some wind blowing across our face from right to left. Get out of there. Ooh, that's no good. That's no good. Okay, yeah. Coming over the top here. Hitting on the heel, always hitting on the heel. It doesn't seem like we quit hitting off the heel until the end of the round, and that's because I have to consciously stop doing it. 215 out of a bunker. I'm gonna hit a 4-iron. I don't trust that a 3 will get up and out. And I'm not even sure that got up and out. It got up, but it had a lot of trajectory. 20 degrees up. 35 yarder. We know it's gonna hit a little soft because of the uphill slant, but let's just hope we can get the distance correct here. Roll up there. Okay, that wasn't bad. The ball did not roll back down the hill. That's important. "15 feet 6 inches. Good line, not enough power for a bogue. Alrighty, what do we got here? Number 7's a 400-yard par 4. And we do have a bit of danger here. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. And we got a tailwind. Another worm burner. Hopefully we can stay out of that hazard. Should be fine. Slow down. Slow down. Okay, we got to back up off the ball a little bit. Everything's coming off the heel. And we got to get the ball in the right spot. We're going to and it does not feel good at all. 200 yards with a tailwind. Let's hit this 5-iron. I think I know where we're gonna end. Does anybody want a drink while we're on the beach here? And then a pretty lumpy looking green. I wish that had gone a little further, but you got to be on in 2 and not hit into bunkers if you want to par out of a par 4. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. You can be mad at it or you can roll with it. I'll tell you which one ain't going to do you any good. That had a negative HLA, which is pretty uncharacteristic for me. That puts us up to 4 over par, and I think we've had at least one birdie here. 545 yard par 5 here on number 8. Danger from hell to breakfast. It's not even very smart here to hit driver, but that's all right. Should be on the fairway. There we go. Not bad. Still came way over the top. That's crazy. Part of that is because the ball's further ahead in our stance. This is a par 5 and I can't hit that far, so let's just get the ball up here. Should be a 4-iron. .110. We could give her the old gapperoo here. Okay, that was a hosel rocket or a toenail. I can't tell, but it felt like a toenail. Let's look. It was a hosel rocket. We can play as it lies. I'm always going to do that because I hate taking penalty strokes. How far out are we now? 65. I haven't hit a hosel rocket in a few weeks. Or a shank. I know we're not allowed to say those words publicly, but doesn't mean that it didn't happen, right? Did we take a penalty stroke out of As It Lies? How are we already on the 5th shot? Huh. Guess I'll have to pay attention. 22 yards here or so. That's crazy. I'll have to check that replay later, which I won't do because I'll forget immediately after I hit stop recording. Okay, is what it is. Really hate taking those double bogeys, but that don't mean it didn't happen. 163 onto an island green with a tailwind. Where's our pin? So we need to go at least 140 yards because we have a tailwind. Could probably try to get right in that bunker, and if we clear the bunker with the tailwind, we're gonna get some rollout too. So we really only need to hit an 8-iron here to be safe, assuming the ball goes in the correct direction, right? Which it should. All right, you really can't ask for more than that. That's actually going to be in the gimme circle for another birdie, believe it or not. Kind of like to have a little more ambiance. All right, what do we got here? 200 and something to here, 230. Just need to make sure we don't hit it in the water. And if we do, it's fine. It's a 1-stroke penalty. Everyone will move on with their lives. That was so bad. It is absurd to me that I can still even hit shots that bad. That's gonna cost us 2 more strokes. 3 off the tee. Let's see if we can actually hit a ball like an adult here and not off the damn heel. There we go. That was pretty crappy. That was more what I was looking for, assuming it doesn't go anywhere funny. We should be good. It's a par 5, but we did take 2 penalty strokes for the OB. If you're watching from home, don't hit OB ever. It will ruin your scorecard and your hole, even on a par 5. All right, 3 wood here. Pretty thick again. I'm hoping we're not OB. Yeah, folks, looks like we're OB again. That's gonna be a pretty costly hole. All right, we're out of something and into something else. It's not calling it out of bounds. All I know is we need to get up next to this pin or we're gonna have a real bad day. 43 yards out of the deep rough. We know we're gonna lose like 25%, so probably need to hit about 50 yards. Crummy pin position, hard greens, high stimp. And that's about as good as you can hope for. This is shot 8 on a par 5 and we aren't even in the circle yet. We need to hit this like 26 feet of feel here. Another no read from the launch monitor. I don't know what's causing it. We'll figure it out another time. Ready for shot. Okay, that was a costly hole there. Let's go ahead and put that quad bogey behind us and move on with our lives. OB is not your friend, folks. 116, we got a headwind. 18. Let's hit a pitching wedge here. She's going a little left. Should get a bounce. No bounce. Okay, this is 13 yards downhill, braking hard to the right on a very hard green with high stimp. So we've got to be careful here. That's pretty much the opposite of being careful. What are we in now, the rough? This is a tough course, guys. DLUD has made this course pretty tough with the hard greens and the 11 stimp. Little fiver here. We'll take that. Let's see, Royal Isabela, Puerto Rico. We're 1,000 feet above sea level, but we can still see the sea. We can still see the sea. Okay, I don't want to hit out of that crap, and I don't trust myself to not slice this thing to hell. But you should always use driver when you can, so let's give her a shot. This isn't a real round, it's a video game. We're not playing for money. It does not matter. We might actually be all right, believe it or not. Not a great shot, but it is in the fairway. Leaving us a little 75-yarder in. Got some wind and we're up, so we're about 80, I don't know, 85 yards out. Ball's gonna want to go right. We'll let the wind cancel out the slope. Not bad. Screw it. Let's just go on the line here. 15-footer. Ball's gonna break more when you're putting uphill. I'd say that was a valiant try there. Alrighty, number 13, looks like we're playing a 500-yard par 5. We got OB on the left. Let's just park a ball here on the fairway and maybe hit something off the sweet spot instead of the heel here. How's that sound, everybody? We're actually going to be all right. Got under that ball, I do believe. Sweet spot adjacent is what I'll call that shot. And then you can see the hole is well out of our range. We're going to lay up to this 215 spot here, minding the wind and the lie. And let's hit a 4-iron over there. It should clear the trees unless I de-loft it and screw up, right? It's exactly what I did. What happened there? Yeah, it was thick and towy. Took a lot of earth with me there, leaving us another kind of a far shot. Honestly, we're gonna have a lot of rollout because of the trajectory and the hard green, but here we go nonetheless. Will it get up there? Probably not. Maybe, no. 34, but you know we don't want to hit 34. I probably want to hit like 20, 26, 27 yards here. Sit. Okay. We carried that 5 yards too far, and you can see where we're at now here. Let's do another one, but keep it a little more under control here. Get up there. Okay, that flubbed 4-iron kind of screwed us there. 14 is 362. OB along the left-hand side of the fairway here. Let's hit the driver. Doesn't usually turn out too well in the sim. Keep on rolling there, golf ball. Okay, 123, side wind, tasteful side wind if you catch my drift. Let's hit a pitching wedge. Maybe choke down an inch. That was thin. Who knows where that will end up. Good bounce could have put us over by the pin. Good distance. Just a little offline there. And that's okay. We are not professional golfers. All right, 8 out of the rough. Let's be careful here and get this ball a little bit airborne. Get in there. Yes. 15. We're nearing the end of the round here. 15 is a 365-yard par 4. Get up there. Don't block us out from the green. That's all I care about. Not a bad little fairway finder there. Buck 22 to the pin, which means we're going to pull out the pitching wedge. We know the ball's going to want to go a little bit over to the right there. Get up there. That ain't going to be bad at all. The par putt. Maybe a birdie. It's not moving much. We will certainly try to get this one in the cup. It is not moving much. Maybe a smidge more than that. 21 feet here, folks. Did we get her? We got her. Beautiful. See what happens when your HLA is not poo-poo? All right, we know we slice, so we should be fine here. Counting on a particular shot shape, power fade to get us around this tree and onto the fairway there. Or we'll be out of bounds. It doesn't matter either way, really. little more of a power fade than I wanted. We won't be on that fairway in regulation, but we're still good. 230 yard drive. 76 in out of the rough. We need to not hit that far though. We need to land this thing. I'd like to hit about 70 yards. Sit. Too much mustard. We carried that 75, so again, 5 yards too far. Got a little overzealous with it. Let's park this thing up in the circle here real quick. Get in the hole. Good Lord, what is going on here? Okay. We need to be pretty spot on with our shot here. We got some headwind. We know we're down a couple of yards. This 165 is what we need to get to fly this thingamabobber here. 165. Let's hit a crisp 7-iron here. Tailing a little off to the right, and she is hot. She is hot. All right. This bunker's pretty deep here. Ball's 7 feet above our heads. That's gonna make for somewhat of a tricky shot here. Let's open this club up a little. Sit. Ooh, that thing came out so hot. I am not able to really put much backspin on anything, unfortunately. If we're not smart, this hole is gonna take us for a loop over and over and over again. You guys can see the green is extremely sloped. It's gonna wanna go places, bad places. And we need to hit it hard. 15 yards is 45 feet plus 36 feet. We're talking, I don't know, almost 80 feet here. I wouldn't say that was too bad considering the circumstances. Let's get this thing over here. Need to hit it like 11 feet here. Not quite. Just stay in that circle there. Yep, there you go. Let's hope we don't see too many more of those greens, those stump the dummy type of greens. Well, we can't because it's the 18th hole, so we'll see at least one more if we're gonna see it, right? And I believe we have taken 6 penalty strokes during this round for OB. It's either 6 or 8, but I think it's 6. It was 2 on one hole and 1 on the other. 2 OBs, that is. Okay, not a bad start. 215. I wouldn't say that's the longest drive you're ever going to see, especially at 1,000 feet above sea level, but high and towy on the sweet spot there. This is going to play 163, but we've got a bunch of tailwind, so maybe call it like 157. And even then, we don't want to be on the pin, right? Because we'll roll past it. Let's hit a crisp 8-iron here and see where we end up. Maybe it'll be in the hole. And by golly, it was almost in the hole. We will take that for another birdie. All right, guys. I'm not sure I've had that many birdies in a round of record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and still went 9 over. That's absurd. That's absurd. That means I did as well as I did bad. Okay, let's take a look at the stats and close the video out here. 4 pars, 6 birdies, that's crazy. 4 bogeys, 3 double bogeys, that'll get you right there. Your 3 double bogeys canceled out all your birdies. And then that 1 double plus. 23 putts, 41-minute round. We hit 6 greens, 9 fairways, that's pretty good for me. Longest drive was 254, and fastest ball speed was 130, let's call it 6. And then we had 64 feet of putting. Wouldn't say the putting was too terribly bad. Really good round, just some mental mistakes, and then I do believe we took a 9 here. I think we hit 2 OB on that guy, and then somewhere else here we hit 1 OB. That's a total of 6 strokes, which would have put us, you know, down around 3 or 4 over par. But yeah, good round. All right, guys, I always appreciate you watching, and you can always see me, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.